An entrepreneur in San Diego, California was approached by a government agent who took her to an interrogation room where officers patted her down, confiscated her belongings, pulled the shoelaces out of her shoes, and told her she was going to jail. She has no criminal record, wasn't charged with any crimes, wasn't allowed to speak with a lawyer, never saw a judge, and when she asked how long she would have to stay, they wouldn't tell her. Now, the U.S. Constitution guarantees every person within our borders a fair, legal process the government has to go through before it can take away any of your freedoms. It's called the right to due process, and it is the foundation of our American legal system. If you're accused of a crime, the government has to prove its case against you, and you have a chance to prove your innocence, and all of that has to happen before you're punished. But in March 2025, this woman, Jasmine, the entrepreneur, was denied that, because Trump and his enforcer, Tom Homan, have literally said they are ignoring due process, because, well, they don't really say. And when they come up with a reason, it won't really matter. Because if the president can personally decide who is punished and never has to make his case, they're no longer a president. We have another word for that kind of executive. It's called a king. Jasmine's a 35-year-old actress and restaurant owner who recently launched her own brand of health tonics. But instead of being out there building her business, she was handed a sheet of aluminum foil the guards said would be her blanket, and taken to a cold cement cell with a communal toilet and a handful of other people also being held there without charges. During the 2 days she was in that cell, the fluorescent lights never turned off, she wasn't given any information about her situation, and even though they gave her food, she wouldn't eat it because she didn't trust that the food these strangers gave her was safe to eat. She was then taken to another cell where she was finally allowed to change her clothes into a jail jumpsuit. She was fingerprinted, interrogated, and told she could be held in detention for months, all without ever being charged with a crime or being told how she could navigate the legal process. After a few days in this jail, she was taken out in handcuffs with a chain wrapped around her waist and shackles on her feet, and crammed into a bus with 50 other people in it. From there, they were driven 150 miles away to a private prison in southern Arizona. The cells there were freezing and disgusting, and overflowing with people trying to stay warm on the cold concrete floor with tiny aluminum blankets. Jasmine was held in this prison for nearly 2 weeks, where she was given one hand towel to use after showering, and one spoon she had to keep to use for every meal. And when she finally broke down and ate, the food they gave her made her sick. After what felt like forever, Jasmine was put in shackles again and transferred back to San Diego, where she was released to her family and taken home.